OPTIWOOD has been a very practical project, heavily based on data, dialogue with the operators and the client, and developing an action plan to really improve the performance of the boilers. So to do this and make sure we were in the real world, the project overall had 12 pilot projects, 7 based in France, 5 based in the UK. Our first case study is a public sector building, relatively modern and efficient, and used as offices, a library and a public records storage office, with a separate energy centre about 40 metres away from the main building. This boiler has had a pretty checkered history, and although it got introduced into the RHI accreditation scheme in late 2018, early 2019, it's had a series of problems for the last 2-3 years. Chief amongst those problems when we started analysing the data is that the boiler often was not controlled properly by the building management system, the BMS system. And you can see on the initial data here, 3 data sets. The first one where the boiler is running reasonably well, a decent flow and return, and although it's cycling quite a lot, so there's a lot of on and offs on there, in terms of reaching temperature and offering decent heat to the building, okay. We then move into the centre area where quite clearly there's a lot of problems, where actually the return temperatures are actually higher than the flow temperatures. And that clearly indicates a problem, and what was happening was that the control system wasn't actually letting the heat go from the boiler through into the building itself. And then finally we've got a mixed period where bits of both was happening. Overall, very low efficiency. After a long period of dialogue with the client, we held an important meeting in the boiler room itself, involving the BMS engineer, the gas engineer and the biomass engineer, and our own South East Woodfields engineers. And from that meeting we identified the key problems, and the BMS was reprogrammed, and a month or 2 later we began to see some serious results, and we can see in one of the graphs there really starting to see proper performance from the boiler. Still seeing quite a bit of cycling going on, but in terms of the output of the boiler, it's actually beginning to perform as it's designed to do. So much so that the operators lost track of where the fuel supply was going, and that dip in the graph that we're showing actually is the boiler running out of fuel. So overall, on a good track, action plan orientated, and with further steps on there, the result pretty impressive. Overall, moving from only providing 1/3 of the heat for the building, when it was designed to do twice that, we're now on course to providing 70 to 80% of the heat for the building. And as a result of that, the efficiency much higher, probably at least plus 30% from the original figure. So we're now into the 70% and above, with opportunities to take it higher. So overall, good success, and some lessons there about communications between management, service engineers and the operator, with some further training earmarked for the operator.